All right. So have you ever, seen a Long John Silver's and thought, like, huh,
Yeah.
do those still exist? Or like, remember them from when you were a kid
Yeah.
or maybe just had one recently? We're doing a deep dive on Long John Silver's.
Okay.
I thought it'd be pretty fun. We're using this YouTube video that you sent us.
Sounds good.
And we'll kind of find out how they became like the king of the seafood quick service world and why they've been struggling and if they can actually turn things around. And get this, they're still the biggest quick service seafood restaurant in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I would not have guessed that.
I know. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it with like how quiet they've been.
Yeah, their story is full of like unexpected twists and turns.
Okay.
Like it actually all started way back in 1929
Okay.
with this guy named Jerry Lederer.
Okay.
And he had a little hamburger stand in Kentucky called White Cavern Shop.
A hamburger stand.
Yeah.
Not exactly the high seas.
Right. But you can see like the seeds of Long John Silver's success in Jerry's early ventures. You know, he knew what people wanted, affordable, tasty food.
Mm-hmm.
He opened right before the Great Depression hit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, tough,
Yeah.
faced those challenges, grew to 13 locations,
Wow.
then had to close most of them during World War II because of shortages.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a roller coaster.
Yeah. So he was resilient.
Yeah, very much so.
But after the war, he dives into roast beef sandwiches.
Yeah.
With a place called Jerry's Five and Dime.
Yeah.
That's a curveball.
It is, and it's a full 17 years before Arby's.
Really?
So maybe he was onto something.
Wow.
But unfortunately, it didn't take off, and Jerry went back to hamburgers.
Okay.
And then in 1963, he passed away.
Oh.
And a longtime employee, Warren Rosenthal, became the new president and owner of the company now called Jericho.
Okay, so this is where the ship really set sail.
Exactly.
Okay.
In 1969, with the fast food scene booming, Rosenthal launched Long John Silver's in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
The name, of course, comes straight from the Treasure Island.
Ah.
Pretty clever marketing, if you ask me.
Super clever.
Yeah.
But was the nautical theme enough? Or was there something more to their initial success?
I think timing played a big role. Fast food was becoming huge. Plus, the nautical theme was unique. And Jericho already had like the experience and the infrastructure to grow really rapidly.
Okay.
And boy, did they grow from one location to over 1,000 in just a decade.
Wow, that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But we know things took a turn.
Right.
By the late 80s, they had nearly 1,500 locations.
Yeah.
Seemed unstoppable.
Uh-huh.
So what happened? Was it just changing tastes?
Well, that's part of it, but there's a lot more to uncover.
Okay.
A major turning point was the 1989 leveraged buyout.
Okay.
So imagine like trying to buy a house, but you have to borrow almost all the money. That's what happened to the company.
Okay.
They took on a mountain of debt.
Okay.
Over $620 million.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that debt was like a giant anchor weighing them down.
Yeah.
Even with strong sales in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were basically trading water just to pay it off.
Exactly.
Wow.
And ultimately, they filed for bankruptcy in 1998.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then the ownership roller coaster began. First, A&W Restaurants acquired them.
Okay.
And then both of them were sold to Yum Brands, the parent company of KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Being part of Yum Brands sounds like it could be a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
But did it actually help Long John Silver's? Or did it end up hurting them?
That is a great question. It certainly gave them resources and wider reach, but it also potentially diluted their unique brand.
Yeah.
The A&W co-branding, for instance, might have confused customers. Like, were they going for seafood or root beer floats?
Right. And then there's the whole health food trend.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
People are starting to pay more attention to what they're eating. And fried fish didn't exactly fit the healthy image.
You're hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
They did try to introduce healthier options in the early 90s.
Okay.
But it didn't really stick.
Okay.
And then came the big catch meal in 2013.
Oh, yeah.
It was dubbed the worst restaurant meal in America.
Oh.
Over 1,300 calories, tons of sodium.
Wow.
Way too much trans fat.
Ouch. That must have been a public relations nightmare.
It was. They eventually removed trans fat from their menu.
Okay.
But the damage was done.
Yeah.
Long John Silver's became synonymous with unhealthy eating.
So they're dealing with debt.
Yeah.
Unclear ownership. And not so healthy reputation. It's like a perfect storm.
It is.
But they're still here.
They are, and that suggests they're doing something right.
Yeah.
So are you ready to explore their turnaround efforts and see if they can really right the ship.
I am. All right, let's do it. Okay, so they're facing some serious headwinds.
Yeah.
But let's get into the nitty-gritty of their comeback strategy. Like, what are they actually doing to win back customers
Right.
and stay afloat
Right.
in this competitive sea of fast food?
Well, they're not just rearranging the deck chairs. They've rolled out redesigned restaurants
Okay.
with a more modern vibe, brighter colors.
Okay.
And some locations even have these high-tech driveless of the future
Wow.
designed for speed and efficiency. Remember those agonizing waits
Oh, yeah.
for your fish and hush puppies?
Yeah.
They're trying to make that a thing of the past.
So they're embracing technology and streamlining the experience. Smart move.
Yeah.
But let's talk food.
Okay.
Are they just adding a few salads to the menu, or are they really, like, shaking things up?
They're going beyond the basic healthy options.
Okay.
They've been experimenting with like new flavors and even introduced a plant-based crab shake.
Wait, plant-based crab cakes?
Yeah, made from hearts of palm.
Okay.
And they've also been testing Nashville hot chicken and shrimp.
Wait, hold on. Plant-based crab cakes.
Yeah.
Nashville hot shrimp. That's not what I expected.
Right.
It sounds like they're trying to appeal to a broader audience, not just the fried fish fanatics.
Exactly. They're acknowledging that today's foodie scene is all about variety and trying new things, but they're also smart enough not to abandon their core fans.
Right.
They're still offering the classics,
Okay.
but giving people more options to choose from.
It's a delicate balance, appealing to new customers without alienating the old guard.
Right.
But what about that unhealthy image? Can they really overcome that?
It's tough.
That worst restaurant meal in America title is tough to shake off.
It is, but they're making a visible effort.
Okay.
Besides the grilled and baked items, they're promoting smaller portions and sides like green beans and coleslaw.
Okay.
They even brought in a dietitian to design a lighter fare menu.
So they're trying to change the narrative around seafood
Mm-hmm.
and show that it can be part of a healthy diet. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about branding. They've updated their logo, right?
They have.
What message are they trying to send with this new look?
I think they're going for a fresh, revitalized feel.
Okay.
The new logo is cleaner, more modern, with brighter colors.
Okay.
And their marketing campaigns are also emphasizing quality and sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
which resonates with a lot of consumers these days.
It's interesting how, like, a simple logo
Yeah,
can reflect a bigger shift in a company's direction.
absolutely.
But it's not just about visuals, is it? They're also focusing on things like customer service and employee training.
You're right. They've rolled out new uniforms,
Okay.
which, while seemingly small, contributes to a more professional and contemporary image.
Okay.
And they've also invested in training programs to make sure their employees are knowledgeable and provide excellent service.
Right.
After all, a positive customer experience can make a huge difference.
Yeah. These are all positive steps, but I'm still wondering, is
Yeah.
it enough?
Right.
The fast food world is a shark tank,
It is.
and customer tastes are constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Can Long John Silver's really reclaim their position as a seafood powerhouse?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it's a steep climb for sure.
Yeah.
But they do have some advantages.
Okay.
Firstly, they have history and a recognizable brand.
Right.
You know, people have memories associated with Long John Silver's
Mhm.
childhood trips,
Yeah.
family outings, that sort of thing.
Right.
And nostalgia can be a powerful marketing tool.
You've got a point. There's something comforting about, like, those familiar flavors.
Yeah.
And that nautical theme.
Yeah.
Even if it is a bit kitschy.
A little bit.
It takes you back.
Totally. Secondly, they have a unique niche.
Okay.
Not many national chains focus solely on seafood.
Right.
So they have the potential to capture a dedicated segment of seafood-loving consumers.
Okay.
And finally, they're showing a willingness to adapt and innovate.
Mhm.
They're not stuck in the past. They're trying to move with the times.
I appreciate that they're putting in the effort. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Will they become a relic of the past, or will they carve out a new place for themselves in the future of fast food?
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Their success hinges on striking that delicate balance between honoring their heritage and embracing change,
Mm-hmm.
offering comfort food and excitement,
Oh.
and appealing to both loyal fans and new customers. It's a challenging task,
Yeah.
but they've weathered storms before.
I like that weathered storms before.
Yeah.
It seems fitting given their nautical theme.
Right.
But let's get your personal take on this. Do you think Long John Silver's has a chance at a real comeback?
I'm cautiously optimistic. You know,
Yeah.
I admire their resilience and willingness to evolve. The fast food landscape is constantly shifting, and they're at least trying to stay ahead of the curve. I think they have a fighting chance to attract a new generation of customers while holding on to their loyal fan base.
That seems fair. They're not out of the woods yet, but they're showing signs of life.
Yeah.
It's a fight for survival in the fast food world, and it's kind of compelling to watch, even if it's just for the nostalgia factor.
Totally.
Ultimately, their success depends on connecting with today's consumers, who are more discerning than ever.
Couldn't agree more. And that brings us to a critical point. What do you, our listeners, think?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these changes at your local Long John Silver's? Have you tried any of the new menu items? We want to hear your experiences. Your perspectives are valuable to us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave you with one final thought. Imagine you're at the helm of the Long John Silver's ship. What course would you chart to navigate these turbulent waters and steer them toward a brighter future? Maybe you'll come up with the next big idea that helps them truly right the ship. You know, as we've been talking about Long John Silver's journey, I keep coming back to that idea of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to modernize. But can they also tap into those childhood memories, those
Right.
giant fish-shaped signs, that
Yeah.
slightly cheesy nautical vibe that made them unique?
You know, that's a brilliant point. It's a powerful emotion, nostalgia. I mean,
Yeah.
for many of us, Long John Silver's just conjures up like specific memories, family road trips, Friday night fish fries after soccer practice. How do they capture that feeling for a new generation while also appealing to those of us who remember the original experience?
Right. It's like they're trying to walk a tightrope between the past and the future. What if they leaned into the nostalgia even more? Like limited time menu items that bring back those classic flavors.
Yeah.
Or even a retro-themed restaurant design for some location. Like imagine walking into a Long John Silver's that looks straight out of the 70s.
I love that idea. A retro Long John Silver's would be a huge hit, especially with the resurgence of all things vintage.
Yeah.
It could be a fun way to reintroduce the brand to a younger audience while also giving longtime fans a trip down memory lane.
Right. But they also need to make sure they're not like alienating
Right.
younger customers who might not get the retro vibe.
Yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot, appealing to different generations without losing their core identity.
Exactly. Maybe they could team up with like a popular food blogger or influencer
Oh, yeah.
to introduce Long John Silver's to a new audience in a way that feels like fresh and exciting. Someone who can bridge that generational gap.
That's a great idea. They need to be where the younger generation is on social media, TikTok, Instagram, keeping up with food trends and showing that seafood can be fun, adventurous, and even a little bit trendy.
And speaking of trends, let's not forget about sustainability.
Yeah.
It's a huge concern for younger consumers.
Totally.
You know, they want to know where their food comes from and its impact on the environment. Long John Silver's has made some progress in this area, but they need to be more vocal about it.
Absolutely. Shout it from the rooftops. They should highlight their sustainable fishing practices, partnerships with responsible suppliers, and maybe even explore plant-based seafood alternatives more seriously. This could be a major selling point for those eco-conscious consumers we were talking about.
Yeah, it all comes down to connecting the dots. Nostalgia, innovation, sustainability, and a deep understanding of what today's consumers want. If Long John Silver's can manage all that,
Yeah.
they might just surprise everyone and reclaim their spot at the fast food table.
Well said. It's been a fascinating journey exploring the ups and downs of this truly unique brand.
Yeah.
From humble beginnings to rapid expansion, struggles, and a fight for survival. It's been quite a ride.
Their story is a testament to their resilience, their ability to adapt, and their willingness to learn from their mistakes. Whether they ultimately succeed or fade into a fond memory, well, that remains to be seen.
But one thing's for sure, their story is a reminder that even in the fast-paced, ever-changing world of fast food, there's always room for reinvention, second chances, and a dash of nostalgia.
And as always, we want to hear from you. Do you have any fond memories of Long John Silver's? What advice would you give them to chart a successful course? Join the conversation on social media, and let's keep this discussion going.
As always, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below.
Yeah, leave us your thoughts.
Let us know what you think.
And don't forget to check out the links in the description. You might find some useful stuff there. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.